Hi there, gorgeous, and a very happy drugstore December to you. 2 days left. I cannot believe how fast this month has already passed. And my son that I just had at the beginning of the month is already a month old. I mean, goodness gracious. And Jet turns 3 today. Oh my goodness, I can't even begin to, where is this time going? Anyway, I wanted to do a decluttering of all of my drugstore eyeshadow palettes. Since it's the end of the year, I want to clear things out, make room for 2020, because with as many palettes as I review throughout the year and as many products as I'm sent, etc., I gotta have space. I need the space. The makeup that I do get rid of, I donate to a local women's shelter. There are 3 that I rotate between, so it's not being thrown away. Don't worry about that. I take the time to sanitize everything with rubbing alcohol. I just spritz the palettes, let them air out and dry, and then I donate them. So that is what's going to be happening to the palettes that I'm getting rid of here today. There are a lot. You probably saw the thumbnail. So I'm always interested to see people's makeup tables, and that's where I have all these palettes right now. So I'll show you what I'm looking at here in front of me and what my makeup table looks like. I'm going to have a full tour on my studio coming up in 2020 for those who are interested. The table, if you're interested, by the way, is from Impressions Vanity. It was a gift to myself for my birthday this past year because I've wanted one for so long, and let me tell you, if you've been eyeing it, you'll love it. Yeah. It was one of those purchases that I made in 2019 that I loved. Anyway, okay. This may be a very long video, but let's dive in. So the first palette I'm pulling up here is the Academy of Color Nudes palette. I have so many nude palettes. This is a really hard one for me because I really liked this one, and it was in my top 10 palettes under $10 video. I'm going to keep it for now because I'm still liking the whole nude thing. The Catrice Cosmetics, the Blazing Bronze palette. This one was so pretty. Oh my goodness, definitely a must keep. Let's see, what else do we, this is no brainer. Wet n Wild My Glamour Squad. That is absolutely going in the keep pile. C Color Cosmetics Fairy Tale palette. Again, no brainer. This is a dupe for Too Faced Clover palette. I did a comparison between the two. It's a must save for me. Hard Candy's Blushful Nudes, a dupe for the Huda New Nude palette. And this is another must keep. Love the color shades in here, the quality impeccable. Must have. The Revolution, I love Revolution, Nudes Mini Chocolate Eyeshadow Palette. I have so many nude palettes. I'm really going to have to start downsizing. I'm gonna have to start getting rid of some of them. So as much as I really enjoyed this one, I am going to let it go. So that's going to go in the donate pile. C Color Cosmetics Golden palette. This is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Golden palette. That's a keep. And as well as the C Color Cosmetics Savannah palette. I haven't used either one of these enough to want to let them go just yet. And this is an all matte palette, by the way. I love it. Perfusion Cosmetics Bare Eyes palettes. I really loved this one for a time, but I'm going to have to donate it because it's not been one that I've been picking up recently. And like I said, I have so many neutral palettes. Oh, this one is a tough one. The e.l.f. Modern Metals palette. I loved this one last year. It was one of my favorites, and I think I'm going to keep it. A lot of really great shades in there. Oh, well, this one is no-brainer here. The Rimmel Crimson palette. This was one that I was not so impressed with, so that's definitely a donate. Honestly, I only used it for that video I did, and then a couple times after that, and that's been pretty much it, so yeah. The Magnifies Jewel Rocks palette from Rimmel. This is one that I think I want to keep, only because I love all the greens in there and the different colors that you get. This is another one that's got to go. The Violet palette from Rimmel. I did not like this one at all. The quality was not anywhere near as good as the Jewel Rocks palette and this next one that I'm getting ready to show you. Their Spice palette. This is a dupe for Urban Decay's Naked Heat, and I love this one more the Naked Heat. So that is a keep. A keep pile is getting a little big here. This video is not going the way that I planned for it to. BYS. This is their Berries palette. This is one I reviewed a couple years ago, but I haven't picked it up since, so I'm going to have to donate it, even though it is a really good palette. Same thing with the Peach palette from BYS. Love the colors in here for a time, but they're not ones that I'm using that much anymore. So, as good a quality as it is, I'm going to donate it. Perfusion's Smoky Eyes palette. I think this was, I was gonna say, I think this is a dupe for the Urban Decay Smoky palette. Let me check. And see, this is where the conundrum comes in. Sometimes I want to really purge my high-end palette collection also, but then I run into dupes like this and I'm thinking, if I would have gotten rid of that, how would I have compared the two? Well, interesting. This does appear to be a rather close match to the Urban Decay Smoky palette. Urban Decay is on the bottom down here and this one's on top. It's not identical. I mean, some of the shades you can already tell there are not spot on, but Perfusion Smoky Eyes palette, in case you're curious. Looks like it could be a really excellent dupe. The Lamora Nudes matte eyeshadow palette. This is one that I got from Amazon, and while the quality is really good, again, it's not been one that I've picked up and used since making that video, so I'm going to have to donate it. The Amber Eyes palette from Perfusion. But that's what that one looks like, and this is another one that I liked it for a while, but I haven't picked it up and used it, so donate. Oh, Bad Habit. Ugh, Bad Habit went out of business. Did you know that? Somebody had asked me if they had become the new Alter Ego Cosmetics, and I wonder about that. They haven't confirmed anything with me, but I wonder. Anyway, this is their Luna palette. It was a dupe for, I can't remember, one of the Anastasia palettes, and I liked this one better. I'm so torn. I'm gonna keep it. The C Color Cosmetics Obsessed 3 palette. This was one that I compared with a Huda Beauty palette, which was a dupe, by the way, but another one I haven't used. So donate. I'm stuck on dupes lately. The Beauty Creations Irresistible palette. A dupe for Modern Renaissance, but I think you got one extra eyeshadow in this palette, and it's great quality. You know what? I'm gonna donate it only because I've got 4 dupes for the Modern Renaissance palette, including this one. I won't go through every single one of these. I just won't, but just know that I have a lot of them. The Wet n Wild 10 pan palettes and their little quads here. Must have. I'm going to keep those for sure. Alter Ego's Sahara palette. Ooh, yes. I'd forgotten about this one. I'm going to keep it because I love the colors in there. And actually, now that I'm sitting here at my makeup table, I am going to put this in my main drawer, and I'm going to start to use that one on a daily basis because I love the neutrals in there. From the brand You Can Be, their Belonging palette. This was a dupe for the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. Do you remember that video I did? And I also have the other dupe for the Born to Run palette from C Color Cosmetics, and that was their Around the World palette. So these two are pretty much identical. You can see there. And in that video, I had to rewatch it when I was doing a lot of my favorites videos this past month. I liked the Around the World palette better from C Color Cosmetics. So that's the one I'm going to keep, and I'm going to donate the Belonging palette. Bad Habits Athena palette. This is a dupe for the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. And again, I'm not really being drawn to these shades that much anymore, so donate. Okay, the Bad Habit After Party palette. Ooh, yes, this was one that was very well loved by yours truly, but again, not one that I've picked up in a while, so donate that one. Colourpop's Rendezvous palette. Oh, gosh. Remember this one? So gorgeous. You can't get it anymore. I think I'm going to keep it. And you know, there's only so many palettes that I can test out and try, so a couple of these were not even used, unfortunately, and those were from LA Girl. Their Fierce and Wild eyeshadow palette, which is just ginormous. Look at the size of these eyeshadows. They're I want to say they're about the size of Inglot eyeshadows, honestly. Probably not one that I'm going to use if we're being honest here. I'm sure the quality is great because I love LA Girl eyeshadows, but I'm going to give it to someone else to use because I just don't think I'm going to use it. And I think the same thing with this other Fierce and Wild palette that they came out with. Oh, wait a minute. It's got purples and greens. Oh, see now this one, ouch. It bit me. See, I don't know. That's pretty. I just don't know if I'm going to be using it that much. Oh, we'll keep it. I'm going to keep it right here in one of my front and center drawers also to remind me to use it. Their Hot Heat eyeshadow palette. Oh yeah, this is the one that I get a lot of their palettes in PR, and unfortunately one of the eyeshadows crumbled there and fell apart. I may try to press it back together, but I didn't really like this color arrangement in this palette, so I'm going to fix that eyeshadow and then donate it. I had a second one too in their Hot Heat collection. Whew, very vibrant colors in there. Look at that. Again, not one I'm going to be using, so donate. The Perfusion Cosmetics Mirage palette. This is one that was so beautiful when I used it this past year, but not one that I've reached for since, not one that I'm really going to be using anytime in the future, so donate again. Wet n Wild's 32 pan eyeshadow palette. I really like this one. I did, despite the fact that I already have a lot of these shades in my 10 pan palettes. I'm going to keep it because I liked it. The Color Cosmetics Fairy Tale 2 palette. This was a dupe for the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice 2 palette, and I liked this one a lot better, so I'm going to keep it. A few Milani palettes here, beginning with the Pure Passion one. I really love it. I do. It's one that I do pick up periodically and use, so I'm going to keep that one. This was their Bold Obsessions palette, which that's another good one too. A lot of shades in there are very reminiscent to my Viseart palette that I love so much, so I might try to hold on to that one and use it more in 2020. And then this all matte palette from Milani, their Most Loved Mattes. Looks like a dupe for one of the Tarte palettes, doesn't it? Tartlet, I think. But that one looks so pretty. I can't part with that one. Colourpop. Just My Luck. That was the green palette that they released this past year. The Lilac You A Lot palette. That was that one right there. It's My Pleasure. Another purple palette. But you know what? As much as I love Colourpop eyeshadows and the formula, etc., etc., these two purple palettes were not ones that I was swooning over. I just wasn't. I wish that I would have, but they didn't really wow me. And I felt like the shades in here were more pink than purple, and they probably won't be ones that I use again in the future. So I'm going to donate the purple, I use that term loosely, palettes. And I'm going to keep the green one because, I mean, green palettes, they are so few and far between. And this is a really good one. Coming down to the bottom of the barrel here. Woo! Maybelline's Soda Pop palette. Oh, you know, I love this one. I love the quality with this and the shades. It's a keep. And then two palettes from the Collab brand. This is a brand that you can find in Sally Beauty stores. And I picked some of their makeup up, I think it was this past year, if not late 2018. And I did a video testing it out. And these were the two palettes that I picked up. This one is their First Impressions palette, which I'm not really loving the colors in there. Good quality, it's just the colors don't really do anything for me, so I'm going to donate that one. And then this other one was their Follow Me palette. And this is one that I did not get the chance to use yet. No. I didn't even use it, didn't swatch it. And I want to use it because it's a beautiful all blue palette, so I'm going to hold on to that one. That is it. I don't have any more palettes. No, the other palettes I have I gave to Jet. And he's pretty much destroyed them, which is fine. I mean, let kids be kids. If they want to play in makeup and paint their faces, let them. My keep pile is still pretty big. What can I say? I love eyeshadow. But I'm very proud of myself because my donate pile is looking pretty good too. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. Well, I hope you enjoyed decluttering here with me today. I thought I was going to be a lot more brutal than what I was, but nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed spending this time with me. Thank you so much for being here, for taking the time to watch. I wish you a beautiful night ahead, day, afternoon, whenever you may be watching this video. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for the last video in Drugstore December.